Hello everyone, my name is SiC and welcome to a Let's Play of Cossacks 2. I've recently been playing a bit of Cossacks 3, which I bought when it came out, and Cossacks 3 is basically a remake of the first Cossacks game, which I never really did play a whole lot of. I did however play Cossacks 2 and I really like this game. And so I figured I would do a video about it and tell you a little bit about why I like this game so much. And actually, Cossacks 2 is quite a big departure from the original Cossacks game, because the original Cossacks 1 and now Cossacks 3 as well, it really plays like an old school RTS. It's very close to games like Age of Empires. You know, you start off with a few citizens. I do the same thing here. I'm playing a skirmish map right now, but there are a few things that are very different compared to your standard RTS. So in Cossacks 1 you build every building by yourself, you build mines, you take territories, you build your units, you send them out. The only real difference there is that units in Cossacks 1 and Cossacks 3 can be sorted out into regiments. And these regiments, they will have a statistical boost, and it kind of looks like, I guess you could say it kind of looks like a real battle, in that you have several regiments that get lined up, and you know, there's like a battle order there. And there's a few things going on as well. I think that there could be like friendly fire in there. Not entirely sure about that. But mostly the AI, or mostly the combat units there, they behave like regular RTS units, in that they simply attack each other on sight. The musketmen there, they don't really fire in volleys, they just keep firing at the enemy, and they don't really have a long reload time or anything like that. You know, they fire off once, and then 4 seconds later they fire again, and they keep firing like this until they die. There's no fatigue, there's no morale. It's just a regular RTS unit, except they get divided up into regiments. Cossacks 2, however, really gets away from that, and it goes really in depth with the combat mechanics. There is fatigue, so soldiers get tired as they march along really long distances. There is morale, which breaks if they are under too much fire, or under constant artillery fire, stuff like this. And there's other things going on as well. So if you look at the minimap at the bottom right here, you can see a lot of red lines, and these red lines, they are roads, and the roads, they lead between these different yellow dots, and those dots, they are villages. So while you were building mines and farms in Cossacks 1, now those mines and farms, they are divided up into these villages, and it is up to the player to move out into the map and capture these villages, who will then gather the resources and send them back by caravan to where the player starts. Okay, so that's a very big departure from the original Cossacks 1, because that's a regular RTS. You just you build the farms, you send people to work the farm. You don't have to do that here. There are actually AI units that work the farm for you, and they just send caravans back to your place. The only thing that your peasants can do, because I have a few peasants here, as you can see, they can build structures, which you do need. You need to build barracks, you need to build an academy, you need to build a town hall, a bunch of other things like stables. Yeah, a lot of things. But the only resources they can gather is stone and wood. Okay, so that's all they can do. And all of the other resources, they have to come from villages. And there are a few of them. So you have food, which is this icon over here. You have gold, which is required for unit upkeep. You have iron, you have coal. Okay, and the way resources work in this game is a little bit different as well. Though it works the same in Cossacks 2 as it does in Cossacks 1 and Cossacks 3. Which is that food, for example, doesn't only get a flat increase with the amount of peasants you have working the fields. They actually go down over time as well, because every unit in the game requires food to stay alive. If you completely starve a player of food, it doesn't mean that he can't make units anymore. It means that his armies will actually starve to death. Similarly, gold is upkeep, so you lose gold over time as well. Iron does not go down over time, but it is required to build muskets and sabers and all that kind of stuff. And then finally you have coal, which is interesting as well, because it is required to fire a rifle, or a musket in this case. So without coal, you cannot reload the muskets, and they're basically, they get turned into big spears. Right? You can't shoot anymore. It doesn't mean that every unit now suddenly is magically unable to shoot. They do have, like, if they already have loaded muskets, they will stay loaded until you fire them off, but then they can't be reloaded anymore, right? So my goal is basically to build up a small base, start making units, send them out into the world, capture these extra villages, and push the enemy back, and capture their main settlement. Okay? And combat is really complex as well, but I'll get into that a little bit more as we go along. So right now I'm just going to jump back into the game and start building.
On the way.
So let's select the town center. Let's build it to the back there.
Without question.
It will be done pretty quickly.
Getting there.
Let's see. In the meantime, we have to look for the barracks. Right there. Let's put it pretty close to the road.
Question.
These guys can start making a lot of serfs. Currently I'm playing as France, I believe. I'm not entirely sure.
On the way.
Russia. I'm actually playing as Russia. I didn't know that. I thought I selected France to be my nation, but that's fine. I don't really mind. All right. Let's see. These guys are almost finished. The tower room, almost out of wood and stone already. So that's something we need to remedy.
Yes.
I put 10 people on wood. Let's see. I need
without question
some people on stone as well, which at the moment they will bring it to the town hall. And let's start making the home guard here. And the recruitment for this is really quickly, as you can see. We have like the green bar right there. That's how quickly a unit gets recruited, and you can see they're just streaming out of the barracks. And you can select them and you can send them off on their way, and they will kind of line up. But similarly to Cossacks 1 and 2, you need to actually wait, are these actually riflemen? Average hand-to-hand combat only. Interesting. And we need a tower room. Okay, musketeer. What do I need?
And a jiffy.
Tower room. Allows you to play drummers at... okay. Yep, fine. So,
on the way.
Let's get some more people. Actually, I can automate this process as well. I don't need to do this manually. Let's select this dude and make him chop wood. Why are you not producing anymore? We're not at our maximum population yet, so... What's going on here? We're out of food. Interesting, okay. So, let's see. I already have some villages under my command. You start off with one village of each. I need wood to upgrade this because I need more food coming in. As you can see, our food just went up. Now people start being produced again. So that's actually quite good. So these are the caravans that come from the villages, and they go back and forth. They can be intercepted by the enemy. And yeah, you can upgrade all of these villages so they have more workers. So if you can see, I can invite an agronomist, which will give me 10 workers, which means that production or food is produced quickly, or more quicker. Right now I need 1,000 to send food back. So if I gather 1,000 food, we will get a caravan and it will start heading back. Right, these guys can stop building the home guard because I have enough for one unit, which is 120 for infantry units.
Any orders?
Right, let's send them to a farm.
What are your orders, sir?
As you can see, at the moment, all of these units, they can be in several different formations. Okay, so they have the ability to stand in rank, a column, and a square formation. And column is the only one that can move along roads. As you can see, they started moving down the road, and these roads are very important because marching down the road in a column formation is the only way to get troops quickly from point A to B without them getting completely fatigued. Okay, so that's a very big deal.
Without question.
Right, I have enough for the tower room, so let's start building that. Let's have this dude help out. I'm not sure how long it's going to take with just the two of them. I think it's going to be pretty quickly. Yeah, shouldn't take very long. I'll have some home guard standing over here for the moment, but I really want to start working on musketeers. Musketeers are very important. But yeah, let's see. Where's our? Here are our dudes. So they're marching down to the village over here, and they're going to start taking it. You can see some guys with muskets at every village, and these are basically a home guard. They will be sticking around their village and defending it from enemy attacks and stuff. And all of these neutral villages will have a similar squad that I need to defeat in order to capture a village. So I'm going to get into a bit of combat pretty soon. I should be able to, yeah, make the musketeers now. So let's get started on that. These guys can start chopping down wood.
Without question.
Is there a way? Let's see. I can make a storehouse up here. Will be a good idea. Let's see. Can I make? I need an academy. Okay, yeah. I can make an officer. I need an academy for a drummer and a blacksmith for a standard bearer. But these raise the attack, defense, and morale levels of the troops. Drummers only raise the morale, and officers raise the morale as well. So at the moment, my home guard here, they do not have an officer. But yeah, so their morale will be pretty low, I think. But we'll see. This should be more than sufficient, of course, to take out these guys. But once they reach our actual enemy, they will be in trouble. So we need to take care of that a little bit. Right, so these guys are finished. Let's continue on with that, making them chop wood. Yeah, so they opened fire. They took out 13 of my troops, looks like. But yeah, they're going to lose pretty quickly right now. Because reloading the muskets takes a really long time. Right, cool. We have the village now. So these guys, I'll move them up here to defend against anything else that might come down the road. Troops positioned near the village will actually be able to... nice, one of our next formations is finished. So let's see, we need coal. What is coal? I think this is coal, yeah, exactly. That's good. So let's send these guys down the road over here. We need iron as well. But yeah, one village at a time. I think I prefer coal first, because iron I should have enough of for a while. But if I keep firing my muskets, I really need the extra coal. Like, I need a big stockpile of it, as well as when I get artillery. Artillery is going to be very big. Oh wow, this building is huge, eh? Alright, let's get these guys to help out a little bit. Need some more people working there. And yeah, so if I run out of coal, like I said, I can't fire anymore. So it's really important that I make sure that I have enough coal coming in.
Give us whatever orders you have.
Yeah, and these guys standing outside of the villages, they will slowly be reinforced as well. Or that they should be. So over time, I think they will have 120 troops again. But it will be pretty slow at first. Alright, let's see. We need some more gold coming in, so maybe I could upgrade this mine. I need 3,000 stone for that. Okay, that's fine. Our academy has finished. That's really good. I need more population as well, so let's start building some dwellings over here.
On the way.
These guys can start cutting down more stone. Where is he going?
Your order will be accomplished.
Alright, let's get another officer and a drummer. And maybe invest in a blacksmith as well after this. That will be pretty good. Let's see, how is the reinforcement? No, they're not being reinforced at the moment. So maybe the home guard cannot be reinforced by these villages. Maybe it's only musketeers that can be. I'm not entirely sure. There's a lot of different factions. Oh, wow. What the hell's going on here? That's an enemy squad. Why are they way over here? That doesn't make any sense. Let's send these guys after them. And our musketeers, we're pretty close to being able to make another squad of musketeers. What the hell are they doing over here? That is very strange. I've never seen the AI do that before.
All in.
Alright, let's form my new regiment of musketeers into a line. Wow. Right, looks like they fired off their entire load, so let's move my musketeers forward. And if you paid attention, you could see when I hover over the musket indicator here, you see a ring of deadliness. And if you are in the red, it will be very damaging volley. If you're in the yellow, it will be a pretty dangerous volley, and if you're in the green, it won't do much damage at all. So that's very important to make sure that you get as close as possible. Alright, let's see, we need a blacksmith, so let's make that over here. We could use another dwelling as well. So let's see, we don't have a lot of building space actually. Let's make one over there. Tower room doesn't really do anything as far as I can tell.
Charge the guns!
I think we just broke the morale of the enemy, but I can't really see. Ah, there they are. Yeah, let's
we have no shelter.
Continue the melee. But you can see there's like they're screaming like, ah, they're too strong. Let me run away, stuff like that. So yeah, we should be okay there. Finish off the last guys, and we did lose 12 of our musketeers already, but we can reinforce them here at our base. Alright, let's have a look. These guys almost reached their objective. So let's march them down the road a little bit further, and then let's see, go into a rank formation, line them up over here in the woods. Terrain is really important to this game as well, actually. So this is if you get onto hills, the range increases, they can fire further. That's really important. If you make them stand in a forest, they will be sheltered from musket fire until at least the enemy gets very close. Looks like these guys are moving in. I can fire by rank as well, actually. So right now, these buttons right here, this is first rank, second rank, third rank. You can make everyone fire at the same time, but it might be a waste of all the coal, right? If you can manage to break these guys with just the two volleys. Right now, I have 40 guys ready to still fire off their muskets. Like the entire back row there can still fire off a musket, which is really good. It saves me coal. It saves me. Well, it keeps my musketeers dangerous, you know, and I don't want to waste any of this. I don't want to waste any coal if at all possible.
Any orders?
Right. Looks like these guys are not being reinforced, so I'm going to form them back up into a column and then march them down the road towards an iron mine over here. That should help out a lot. Right. These guys, let's see, reinforce the formation. We can make a new one as well. Need a flag bearer to be made. And these guys can form into a column, and I'll march them up here on the other side of the river and march them along to the... Is that a coal mine or a gold mine? I think it's a gold mine. Yeah, it's a gold mine. All right, we can always use all the resources, of course, but we can use everything they can give us.
The order will be obeyed.
Let's see what else we can build. A church,
our squad is
storehouse,
drawing near the enemy village.
Stables. Yeah, I definitely want stables, so I'll build them up here on the other side of the river. Alright, these guys have reloaded, so I'll march them back up into column formation.
We have no shelter.
Let's march these guys down the road. Oh yeah, you can't see it in the fog of war, but I can kind of click on the minimap and send them on their way. They should follow the road automatically. These guys are getting pretty close. These guys are getting very tired at the moment because they're just like walking on the little dirt path. It's not very useful for them, so I might just rest them up a little bit. The bar on the right hand side here, you can see like a little red bit right here. It's slowly going up now again. That's the fatigue meter. And the green one on the left hand side, that's the morale. Right? So let's line those guys up and make them rest a little bit before attacking. These guys have almost reached their destination as well, so move them up into rank. These guys as well. Let's march them up to the crossroads there and then move them into a rank formation as well.
The enemy village.
Or actually, let's move them up here. Move them up on the hill. Get some extra range out of that. Alright, and then these guys, they have finished. Let's march them down this road, down towards the gold mine. These guys can take the iron mine. Let's just fire the entire regiment for now, just for ease of use.
gunfire.
Alright, let's move them in, because I think I just broke their entire squad, so once I move close, they should all
We've
surrender.
captured the village.
Yep, there we go. Cool. Alright, let's wait a minute for them to reload. These
The
guys...
regiment is holding its position.
These guys need to attack. And what's really cool as well, you might have noticed it already, but I haven't really been able to talk out about it, because I'm trying to explain a lot of other things. There's like this little video at the top or at the bottom right here, which shows reenactors that they hire to make these little video things. That's quite cool. So, and it's actually, they show what the unit is actually doing at the moment. So right now they're not doing anything, they're just standing around, and then you will have a little video of these guys standing around.
Load the muskets.
These guys are reloading,
Get
so
the
you
muskets
usually get
loaded.
like a little video of them reloading. Right now I'm looking at cannons, I don't know why exactly. That's interesting. Right, so we took the gold village up here as well, and I think our enemy is somewhere along here. I think these villages all belong to him. It's interesting that I haven't really seen any of them yet. But let's move these guys to the bridge. That will be a nice natural choke point. And it should be or it should allow us to hold the enemy off there quite easily, I hope.
Our squad is approaching the enemy village.
Right, that's I think it's a neutral village, but you know, they're not friendly towards us, so that's why they probably say enemy. Right, these guys have finally been reinforced for some reason, so it's interesting. I'm not sure why they got reinforced here and not at the other village. It's very strange. Let's move them down the road again. I'm at my max population again. It's some like you really need to keep an eye on that. It's a little bit hard sometimes. So let's make another dwelling. These guys can make another dwelling as well if there's room. Yep.
Without question.
And we have our stables finished. So let's see. We can have the mounted. Oh wait.
Fire!
Let's return fire there and break the enemy. Look at that. That's so devastating. Alright, now you can see there's a reload movie down to the bottom right. That is so cool. It's really nice. I really enjoy that attention to detail, you know? It's really... This game goes really in depth. Like, the terrain really plays into it as well. Like, it's not only the hills that play into what your units can do. Or like it doesn't only affect the range. There's also swampland, for example, will soak up cannonballs and stuff. So if you end up with cannonballs in a swampland, they might just sink into the swamp and not skip around or like bounce around on the ground. Or explosive shells might not explode because they just land in the wet muck and they just kind of get absorbed, like the explosion gets absorbed. Stuff like that. And, you know, there's a lot of that going on in this game. And like there's the morale, you know, being in the trees gives you cover. But if the enemy gets very close, like in the red ring when they fire, then the trees do not provide cover anymore. If these guys stand still... Oh crap.
The regiment is holding its position.
Let's yeah, charge in there with my pikemen, or the home guard. But yeah, so for example, this unit right now, if you can see, if you look closely, the front row has knelt down. Right, so right now they're in stand ground mode, and this will give them a defensive boost and a morale boost.
Against the enemy village.
So these guys might be able to hold off 2 regiments walking down the bridge that do not get the boost first, holding their ground basically. So being in a defensive position really makes you very strong. Let's move them forward a little bit more. There will be time for them to take up the stand ground formation again, I think. Alright, these guys need to go back into a rank formation. There's an enemy soldier there just by himself, but I think there's a squad up there, so let's move them in. These guys have taken a gold village. It's really interesting that I saw the enemy, or like
is drawing near the enemy village.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting that I saw the AI walk down all the way to my base, but I haven't seen them at any of the villages yet, and I can just push over here. Like the last game that I played, like the last skirmish game that I played.
We've spotted the location of
there
enemy
we
troops.
go. All right, that's where the enemy finally is.
Line.
These guys are going to break, so let's move them up on the hill over there. These guys can stand up over there.
Fire.
Yeah, they're going to probably break this entire squad, but as long as my regiment is close, they're not going to be able to take this village away from me. And that reminds me, maybe I should upgrade our coal mine over here. And let's see.
New dwellings are needed.
The iron mine, let's upgrade that one as well. The gold mine can be upgraded because I have some spare resources, so I might as well, you know, just upgrade everything that I can so that our resource production goes up. I do own the majority of the villages, so I'm definitely in a better position. Maybe, oh, they're reloading. I should press my advantage here, actually. I'm too distracted by, like, all the different things going on in different areas of the map, but I mean, it takes them so long to reload that if I press... Oh man, look at them walk around. Like, I really hope I can get in here before they... oh crap, yeah. Let's fire off the... That wasn't enough because I'm not in a proper rank formation here. I can't bring out as much fire as I really need. Oh crap, they're going to... Oh, like, these guys really need to pull back before these guys can fire off around, because that's going to break...
The enemy opened fire!
That's really going to break my squad. Okay, let's fire off the front rank here. That did nothing, so let's move them forward a little bit. Alright, my reinforcements have arrived. Or, like, they were actually going somewhere else, but... yeah, these guys are distracted by my guard stuff. Right. Let's move them in a little bit more. I think they're reloaded, but I don't know. That's our... oh crap! Yep. Ooh man! Oh, look at that morale go down like that. Like, and making kills actually brings the morale back up.
Reload the muskets!
So that's also something to consider.
Load the muskets!
These guys are almost reloaded, so let's move them into the village again. These guys are really handy. All right, let's fire again. Let's... yeah, so taking losses breaks morale, making kills gives you an extra morale again. Right, so these guys are broken, this village is safe. Let's get these guys into column and moving down the village over there. Let's make them link up. Oh, wow. I did not pay attention to this village right here. That is fucked up. I probably was just taking fire over here. Right, let's, another regiment has finished, so let's move them over here as well. These guys need to reload. This is really bad, actually. I did not pay attention. These guys are holding the bridge, so that's fine. And I forgot all about recruiting troops as well, or like cavalry. So we have chasseurs, which have rifles, mounted uhlans, which I think have spears. Don Cossack, low melee damage, uses rifle, mounted hussar. Yeah, I'm going for the mounted hussars. Let's also have a mounted standard bearer. These guys definitely need to make more
on the way.
More dwellings, but I need more wood as well. Apparently we're not getting enough wood, so let's have these three guys move over and gather more wood. Actually forgot all about these serfs as well, so let's move them over here. Let's have them chop wood.
As you say.
The only thing that I really don't like is because it's hard to see idle villagers and stuff. So that's alright. Let's maybe stop making musketeers. Let's see. We have pioneers, which are useful, chasseurs, which are I think have a good for killing enemy officers, heavy coal consumption when shooting officers, blah blah. Grenadier.
Our squad is
Establish grenade production. Ah.
We are under gunfire.
That's what the blacksmith is for. Alright, fuck. Crap. That is not good. Let's move these guys into... I think they fired off a round. Not sure. Alright, let's move these guys forward. These guys are just taking fire, which is bad. Alright, let's fire off the second round as well. Yep, that's one squad broken. Alright, let's have these guys fire off as well. Yep, that almost broke both of those squads. Right, let's move them back instead of forward, so they can reload. These guys can reload. I should maybe really try to move these guys into the ridge line over here. This will be a very powerful position. Give us some protection from the enemy fire. Right, these guys have finished reloading, so let's move them down here as well. I think this is where our major engagement is going to take place, because they have two regiments over here. I have two regiments over here. Nobody really has the advantage at the moment. So I need to bring some reinforcements for myself.
Form a column on
these guys can go over here as well. Not sure where these guys were headed, but Yeah, let's make them form a rank and take this position right there. And these guys can stay in the back. These guys can stay somewhere in the back as well. So these guys are slowly turning back. I'm still holding the bridge, which is good. These guys...
your position!
Ah, I forgot all about these guys as well. Interesting that these guys haven't been firing all that much. I think they were just like intimidated and holding back a little bit. Seems a little bit random whether they attack or not.
The enemy,
these guys
fire.
definitely need to be chopping wood. You can
on the way.
chop some stone. Slowly getting cavalry. And I really should start working on... Did I take the village? No, not yet. Almost. That's good.
The village is under our control.
Now it's mine. So I pretty much have all the villages on the map except the villages that the enemy started out with. Looks like, yeah, these are the enemy buildings. You can see them on the map or on the mini map. Right, let's have a look. I think the enemy, because we have a lot of troops here, they're going to concentrate their troops here as well. It's going to be really hard to break this stalemate at the moment, I think. Yeah, I could push through with all of these troops, but that's kind of a shame. Or kind of a waste. Let's move these guys into a line formation and move them in the back of the forest there. These guys need to just stay right behind the other one. I think I'm going to want some artillery or some cavalry. Maybe if I can get some cavalry to move along the back here. Like, move them on the top of the river, down the bridge, and then into the rear of the enemy. Attack them from behind and then march my troops forward. That would be really good. I'm not sure how many troops I have here. 34 mounted hussars. I need 40 and a flag bearer, I think, to make a squad. Right, let's make some... not pioneers, I want grenadiers. Grenadiers are very, very strong units in melee. Let's see. Strong in hand-to-hand combat, can explode buildings with grenades, and they're highly resistant to fatigue. I definitely want that. Let's see, how are we doing? We're almost out of population as well, so let's...
question.
I need a palace for a large dwelling. What does the palace do? I forgot all of it. Black Sea Cossacks, okay. Wow, it's really hard. Like, this is, like in Cossacks 1 and 3, it's really not this hard to find building space. So this is probably why a lot of people don't really like Cossacks 2, or like Cossacks 2 was received not so great, I think, because it's a really big departure from the original classic RTS gameplay. You know, this is a lot more involved, it's a lot more, basically it's a lot more sim-like. This game is, yeah, in my opinion, this game is a lot more tactical even than like games like Napoleon Total War, you know? There's a lot more statistics that come into play that you need to take into account. Yeah, so our cavalry is moving up. I should prepare for a push. Maybe I can even use my cavalry to take the enemy village away from them and make sure that they don't get any food anymore. They can't have too many units because they will slowly be starving to death if they make too many units. If I take this village away from them, then that would be very powerful. Right, let's move these guys across the road. Or across the bridge. And yeah, let's move them all the way down and straight into the enemy village here. Cavalry is very powerful in this game, but you need to be careful with them as well. Actually, yeah, it looks like this is the village.
We are under enemy gunfire.
I have too many troops around it, so they kind of just surrendered, I suppose, without me even having to fire a shot. Right, cool. This is awesome. I lost 5 guys. But yeah. Alright, let's where are the barracks?
The enemy is not far away.
I don't see the barracks at all. Do I want to fire here? No, I don't. Alright. They're really moving around, so they're losing their defensive yeah, the defensive boost. Let's move these guys around a little bit as well. Let's move these guys right in. These guys can move up. These guys can move up. These guys can move up. There we go. That took them by surprise. They can still fire off the rounds. Holy shit. Wow. I still have 32. That's not too bad, actually. And they're losing their morale really quickly. Like, they can't do much unless they're in a square formation, which they're not.
Hooray! The enemy
These
is
guys are now.
retreating.
Right, these guys really need to pull back before this square gets off a shot. So, these guys, they can move in. Alright, let's have them fire. Move the next guys in, these guys behind. These guys can stay in here in the forest for now, in case it goes haywire. Right, these guys need to pull back. These guys need to move forward. These guys as well. So these guys can reload in the back there. That will be fine. Right, let's move these guys around. Oh man, they're all reloading, so I'm just going to move straight up. They don't... Oh, this is going to be really good. It's going to be really... not as good as I imagined. I thought that was going to break them for sure. But that's fine, I still have another squad that I can use and move in. While these guys move back and reload. Let's have them fire as well. That should break this unit completely now, because their morale is pretty low. Yep, there we go.
The enemy squad flees
Good.
and panic.
That's good. Now all of these guys can reload. These guys, let's see. Let's move them around the back here, see what they can do. And I really need more dwellings again. And I really need to keep on top of that shit as well. Let's build a large dwelling over here. Let's one of each again. I want grenadiers to be made constantly, when possible. Oh crap! it's his peasant. His peasant was attacking me. Alright, looks like there's another regiment back there. So let's move these guys back here. These guys, they can go into a column formation and march up to the back road there. Maybe I should draw these guys back to the bridge, actually. Let's move them all the way down there. That would be better. And these are all the broken units, like, slowly marching back. Interesting. These guys can help us out as well, so let's put them into a column. And then march them up to the crossroads there. And maybe take away their iron and coal as well, if there's no enemy soldiers protecting this area. Yeah, this is... I'm going to win this one for sure. Like... Last game I played, they put up much more of a resistance. And I mean much, much more. I had a standoff that lasted almost the entire match. It was crazy. Alright, let's have an artillery depot actually. Let's see. Would be nice if I could build it up here somewhere, but it probably can't. No, let's build it up here.
On the way.
And then if I can build a limber, I could limber up the artillery gun. And he just marched along the road down there. And these guys, the grenadiers, let's move them up to the bridge there. These guys have reached the destination, so let's move them into rank. And yeah, let's move them up onto the onto higher ground over there. That would be good. And these guys, they can move up here. Those guys can follow into reserve. Not sure what's still going to come down this road. So let's have one unit block that off.
Just give us an order.
These guys can back them up.
Yes, sir.
These guys need... they really should be... Yeah, these guys are not on the road, so they're going to have to walk through this territory. But these guys, let's see, let's move them up to the road there. These guys can back up this squad of infantry. Ah, looks like these are the these are the barracks. What country do they belong to? I'm not entirely sure. The Rhine. Okay, interesting. They have like every civilization that you can play as, they have different looking buildings as well. So every time you play against a new group that you haven't played against before, it kind of takes some time to recognize the buildings that they've built. Alright, so they're moving on to the artillery depot. That's good. These guys can chop some more wood, and then I really don't need any more serfs, I don't think. These guys can... did I select them? No, I didn't. I thought I did. Alright, let's see. Our grenadiers are moving along. That's really good. Why are they stopping there? Did I order them to only go down there? I didn't think so. Alright, let's move them up there as well. These guys are getting close too. Let's move them up there as well. These guys really need to be in the defensive posture. Ah, wow, okay. Yep. Getting close now to another standoff. So yeah, let's see if I can take this village away from them as well. Make sure they don't get any more iron production and any more coal as well, if I can help it. Maybe upgrade my villages again, because I probably have a lot of resources to spare at the moment.
The enemy is not far away.
Not even paying attention anymore to all the resources that are coming in, because I'm not spending them as much or as quickly as I'm getting them.
New dwellings are needed.
New dwellings are needed. That's good.
We're under enemy gunfire.
Let's build. Can I build another large dwelling? I don't have enough wood. Okay, so maybe get a storehouse close to a forest somewhere. Is there a forest somewhere? Not really, is there? Right, let's build a storehouse over here, and then gather these trees. Let's also create another officer for the cavalry formation there. That should be enough cavalry of the mounted hussars for now. Let's move these troops into formation and march them down the road down there.
Check your guns.
Right, let's fire off the front row, because they're in the yellow circle right there. Doesn't do a whole lot, does it? But that's fine, like it does a little bit of damage and a little bit of morale damage. It slowly goes back up already though. I mean, the AI is not aggressive. They're pretty good at creating a standoff with you, and they can hold it until they have like superior numbers, and then they will push their advantage. They're usually pretty good at that. Like this game, they've been pretty shit at it. Like really shit at it actually. Ah, these guys are moving in the other direction. Let's fire off a... Damn it. They moved back just in time. Alright, but my cavalry should be able to fix that. No problem.
Awaiting instructions.
Right, another group of grenadiers has finished, so let's move them down the road as well. That's really good. Like you can really easily create a regiment up here, and it will automatically select the regiment you just created, so you can just send them anywhere on the map that you're currently looking at. It really makes it easier to focus on the macro of the game.
Close fight.
Right, these guys can move forward as well before they take any fire that they can't reciprocate. I think that's the right word. Right?
Now the village belongs to us.
But man, I'm kind of reluctant to push my luck here, because like I have a lot of troops and I only have the one, but they can get backup from this and they will be flanked, and I don't know, man. I don't want to walk into their defensive position, you know. I would really like to have some artillery. So let's see, I could make some now actually. I need limber for fast transportation of artillery over long distances. Last time I tried to make this, I couldn't hitch up the howitzer to it, which is interesting. I can only have one howitzer, but I'm going to try again, because I'm not sure why that didn't work.
Check your guns.
Looks like my front row has reloaded, so let's fire off again. Might as well, right? Do a little bit of damage over time. Didn't really kill anyone. But they're not moving, they're not pressing their advantage because they know like I have more guys waiting. So that's really good. This village is mine. This village is now as well actually, so that's really good. Let's move them into a defensive position over there. Oh, actually, I see an opportunity here. Let's move our cavalry up here and flank these guys from the back. That would be good. That would be really good. Yeah, I really wish I could find like yeah, let's build a large dwelling over here as well.
The order will be obeyed.
I mean, having an idle peasant tool button over here is something that would be really useful, because right now I just constantly keep forgetting about the peasants that are not doing anything. So yeah, that would be really good to have actually. Let's see, mounted hussars, I already have those. They're Don Cossacks, they don't really have good melee damage. I should build like a heavy cavalry stables. That's the word I was looking for.
Your
so
order will be accomplished.
Let's build a heavy cavalry stable down there. I'm really not doing okay on wood though. Like I have more than enough stone. I have more stone than I could possibly use. I have a lot of coal as well though. Like I have like 16,000. I really need more wood. And I think that's also maybe something that people... Is that my... Yeah, that is my... Why did they...
Our squad is approaching the enemy village.
They should have really moved along the side there. Alright, let's move these guys forward then and press my... Holy shit. Alright, these guys, they can retreat down to the
enemy
to the
delivered a
stable.
blow.
But these guys fired off all their rounds, so let's move my guys forward and yeah, retreat, guys. Retreat. There we go.
Squad is panic-stricken.
That broke the enemy. That's good. And these guys can move in front there, so these guys can reload safely. These guys with their pikes, they can just stay back there. I don't really care. Then I also don't need these guys down here anymore, so let's move them up. These guys are still in column formation, so let's maybe move them up here. They really don't have a lot of room to maneuver though, like that's the thing. Alright, let's move our new grenadier units down the river, or down the village here. Oh guys, oh. Alright, so it looks like we're getting flanked, so I need these guys to form a line and cover my flank there. Unless they're going down the rear here. Looks like they are. Maybe put them in square formation for now, in case any threats come from here and then any threats from there. These guys went into square formation too. Interesting. And let's see, what happened to my... Alright, that's the howitzer right there. But you know, like I see the button for hitching it to the wagon. Ah, there you go. I think I needed to double click or something. But that's good. Then I can get these guys to the front line. It's so cool that everything about this is animated as well. Looks like that did it. So let's move these guys and then yeah, let's move the howitzer over here. And now that I know that it works, let's get some heavy cannon, 2 more limbers. I have a limit of only 1 heavy cannon, and then I can have 2 light cannons. So let's move, and I can have 4 limbers. I already have 1. Let's build 3, 1 heavy cannon, 2 light cannon. These guys are retreating a little bit. That's good. Let's maybe move these guys forward and then have these guys cover the flank. And these guys can go into reserve, into a square formation maybe. And our mounted hussars there, they're fine. Let's get some more stuff going. Maybe stop building grenadiers for now. I have more than I can possibly do anything with. These guys really should slowly be starving to death by now, right? I'm pretty sure they need to be.
Whatever orders you have.
Let's put them in formation there. These guys can back up, so they could go either here or there. These guys need to be in rank formation as well.
Stick together.
These guys are slowly turning back. That's interesting. I really need to start to do some damage though. Let's see, where is our cannon? Has it arrived yet? No. Everything takes a little bit of time to do in this game, which is really nice actually. I don't mind. Oh, there they go. Little animation bug there. That's fine though, like it's still coming. Let's see, what else can we do? We have the grenadiers, the musketeers, pioneers. Pioneers, yeah, I could use some pioneers actually. Let's build some of those. Is there anything else that I can do? Not really. Also, one thing that this game could use is like a more extensive research tree, which this game really doesn't have. So, let's see.
On the way.
Some more, let's see, we need to make sure that these guys... Alright. Let's hook them all up. That's my regiment of... see? the howitzer is back to its proper position. Grenadiers coming along down there. What's this? Great formation. Oh, that's the sappers. Right, or the pioneers. Yeah. These guys, they don't actually march down roads. They don't get fatigued by just marching anywhere. Let's move these guys up here. They can blow up buildings. They can have, they can build defenses as well. So you can build towers and blockhouses. Let's build another one of those and also send it here. And that's fine, I don't need any more than that, I don't think. But yeah, these guys, as you can see, they have some building options of their own. They can have blockhouses, towers, a Kronwerk, that's interesting, I don't remember that one. A fort, a fortress, wow, that's very expensive. 45,000 wood, 29,500 stone, and then 2,400 iron. But it's going to be very powerful. Like this one only takes 300 wood and 150 gold. And it will buy you some time, basically. And these guys need to really start working on the on getting more wood for me. Let's see, mounted dragoons, mounted cuirassiers, high melee damage, pistol, double shots, Black Sea Cossacks, very high melee damage, uses rifle, increased health. This one is very good, so let's make some of those. I could use one of those regiments. Right. Looks like our artillery has arrived, so let's unhitch the howitzer. And these guys can go off to the side for a bit, and let's see. I want them to start attacking. Where the hell did it go? What the hell? That's weird. I think they... this is just a limber. What happened to my artillery? What the fuck? Interesting. Okay, let's see. My other artillery can be moved up. I really needed the howitzer though, because the howitzer they can... Did this guy get hooked up by anything? Nope. Man, sometimes this shit really bugs out. It's annoying. They get kind of stuck on unit pathing or something like that. But yeah, let's move. Yeah, this cannon is moving up, so that's good. But what the hell, man? That's just the limber. I think the howitzer got moved out of place by something. By probably me moving the limber around for some reason. And let's upgrade the settlement, I guess.
Stick together.
Damn it. Alright. I think I need to capture all the villages to have my victory here. So let's try to do that. Let's move these guys up. Let's move these guys up as well. These guys can keep guarding my rear. These guys can back them up. Yeah, these guys can move forward and get backed up by these guys. These guys need to move down here, box in this enemy squad down there. These guys can move up. These guys can move up.
Check your guns. The enemy's close.
Oh wow, there's a regiment there that I did not see at all.
The guns are at the ready.
Yeah, these guys can... we really need to have like these buildings become more opaque as well as you move forward. Because this is really not clear at all. But these guys, they fired off their entire load. And so they're retreating while my guys are moving forward and trying to take advantage and get a good shot in. These guys need to move back there. These guys can move up. Alright, these guys have reached the end of how far they can go, I think. Oh yeah, they're in the red zone. They're going to be fucking screwed.
One last troop remains guarding the enemy village. Shoot!
Alright, these guys need to back them up. In a straight line, please. Ah, wow, I did not pay attention to this. They got broken, that's good. These guys finally arrived too, the pioneers.
Shoot!
Ah, damn it. Let's move these guys into a square formation. And let's have them fire off as well into this flank. These guys can move forward and press the advantage. Kinda sick and tired of waiting around, and I was hoping to use the howitzer to blow some of these buildings up so I can have a more
charge the guns!
or like have an easier time of moving into the village. But oh well. This will have to do.
At your faithful service. The enemy's
These guys completely got broken too. Oh, what the hell? My howitzer is here.
Luck is on our side.
What the fuck? That's so weird. I guess they kind of teleported in a way. I think because I moved the limber around, they kind of got warped across the map. They ended up down here somewhere probably, and then they had to move all the way back up. Because I can see they have like their path trying to get up here. Yeah, I think that's what happened. That's weird. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that little look into Cossacks 2. I really hope that the guys that made Cossacks 3 are going to do a remake of Cossacks 2 as well. Because like I said, this doesn't run on Windows 10 anymore. Or it doesn't run well. It's very prone to bugginess and glitchiness and stuff like that. And this game is really, like, it's so in depth, you know, it's really cool. I really enjoy it. And this would be a blast to play in multiplayer, which I never got the chance to do. And I want to upgrade to a new computer soon. And usually doing that now means that you get Windows 10 by default, which really annoys me because I don't like Windows 10 all that much. I would prefer to keep Windows 7 if at all possible. But yeah, it's not really up to me anymore, is it? As soon as you buy a new PC now, you're kind of screwed. You just need to get Windows 10. But yeah, I hope, because Cossacks 3, when it comes to remakes, Cossacks 3 is exactly the kind of remake that you want. It is a completely new engine. The graphics are very crisp. All the units are in 3D. The animations are good. But the gameplay is exactly as you remember it from Cossacks 1. And that's really good. I really hope that they can do the same thing for Cossacks 2, because this game deserves to be kept around, basically, to have like an update so people can keep playing it into the future, because there's so much depth into it, you know, like how the resources work, all the little factors that influence the outcome of combat, the morale, the fatigue, the road system, the marching in columns and stuff. Like, there's a lot of really cool things. Like, you know, you can cut the supplies with cavalry if you move it around the flanks and stuff, and cut off like trade routes and stuff. There's so many possibilities for multiplayer there, you know, against a proper player who knows what he's doing. That could be a very intense, very satisfying match, even if you lose, because this game, like, it really allows you to feel smart, you know, and that's really important for me in games. Anyway, that's it for this episode of Cossacks 2. Please let me know if you want to see some more. Like and subscribe if you do, and I will try to do some more videos of it. And this game actually has campaigns, so I might do the campaigns and stuff instead of just random skirmishes. That will be interesting. Anyway, see you guys for the next video. Have a good one.